afternoon, everyone. Chris Schultz here with FridayNightVictors.com, joined by Gary Hoff once again.
Here we go.
How you doing today?
Outstanding.
All right, we're going to be doing our Week 3 picks. This past week, I was 7-3. Gary was 8-2, a little bit better than Week 1, but hopefully we'll be better this week.
We'll see.
There's some tough games, though. We want to give a shout-out to our sponsors real quick.
Absolutely. Vince's in Point-a-Po, Newport, Little Vinny's, best chili dogs around. Please check them out. Weekly specials, Mondays, $1 dogs. Great deal. You can feed your whole family, who knows, for $10. Check out Little Vinny's in Newport. Gerwick Nissan. You're going to hear about our Gerwick Nissan Game of the Week this week, so stand by for that. Great automotive deals, as I said before. I'm going to head over there real soon and see John about one of their new lease deals. At Quality Inn in Monroe, we just had our poll up for the performance of the week, so check that out. Quality Inn Monroe, cleanest rooms in town. Thank you, Jamie Vick, for sponsoring us. And Larson's Bar and Grill, coldest beer, best burger. Everyone knows where Larson's is. That seems to be the place to go. The parking lot's always packed there. They do a good job over there at Larson's Bar and Grill. Level Up Training, as we said before, seems like everywhere you go, whether it's Monroe, SMCC, even Grosse, there are kids that go to see John Carabino at Level Up Training and to improve their speed, strength, leaping ability, agility, whatever it is, he can do it for you. He does a heck of a job over there. And who else we got? Who did I miss?
That's it. That's
Is that all of them?
Yep.
We need more.
We do.
We need more sponsors. We're going to work on that, though, I think.
Yep. And I'll say this about Level Up. My daughter, who's a freshman, goes there for her volleyball as well. She did in the spring. So he trains everybody. So, all right, let's hop right into the games. Let's start with Taylor Kennedy at Gibraltar Carlson.
Snoozer, sleeper.
100-0.
Let's go. Let's just say it's going to be 100-0, and we're not joking. If he wanted it, if Coach Jarmo's not going to run it up on him, he's going to get the 40, and he's just going to pull it off. It'll be 40-0, probably with about 5 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Yeah. And
he'll back it off at that point. It could be 100-0, but Coach Jarmo won't do that.
So we're both going with Carlson.
Absolutely.
There. All right. Next we have Hillsdale at Dundee. Dundee beat Hillsdale for the first time, I think, in school history last season. They've got to make the trip all the way up to Dundee. Thoughts on that, Gary?
I'm taking Dundee. Beginning of Lenawee County Athletic Association play. It's a pretty darn good league. I don't think they get a lot of credit for how good those teams are in that league. And this year's no different. Onsted is going to be up and coming this year. They've been down a few years there. And Dundee is going to be a real good team, we think. So.
And you throw in Ida and Hudson. And
teams are usually Hudson's always good. They're one of the better small programs in the state of Michigan. So they're always good. I'm taking Dundee. Too much power. Miller, tough to bring down. It takes 3 kids to bring him down. Hillsdale, are they going with the T?
That's what I heard. They're going with the T this year. That's a switch from what they ran in the past.
So many teams running the T. It's got to be Coach Jarmo effect. We don't know this, but Mark Lemeron is an SMCC graduate. I'm sure he's knows Coach Jarmo and Coach Kip well. And so it's going to be a good game. I'm going with Dundee in a relatively close game.
I'm going to go with Dundee as well in the defense of fellow Flat Rock graduate Tom Ostrike. Mm-hmm. So let's move on to our next game. That would be Erie Mason at Onsted. Erie Mason got their first win of the year last week against Britton Deerfield. Any thoughts there?
Well, things start to get real here, real quick. Like I said last week, or a couple days ago, glad to see Mason get that first W. Now things get real serious, real quick. I don't see, Onsted's been down, as I just said. I think they're strong this year. I think they're a 7-win team, or maybe even an 8-win team. We're going to be pulling for Mason. I just don't think they're just too young at this point in time. Seniors versus freshmen, as you've said, hard to do. I'm going to take Onsted, a couple scores.
Yep, I agree. I'm going to go with the Wildcats of Onsted. Mm-hmm. I think, no offense to anyone down at Mason, I think that's an easy pick. And
right.
Hopefully we're wrong, but we'll see what happens there.
Right.
Next, we've got Blissfield traveling to 2-0 Ida. All Ida does is win.
Yeah, that's all they do.
So, what are you thinking there? I mean, they got a three-headed monster as well. They run the, same thing.
Yeah.
Run game.
Run game, power run game. Blissfield's a little bit better than I think people might think. They've been down for a little bit the last few years. They had some real good years in the mid 2005, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They went to Ford Field in 2007, lost to Montague, I believe. And since then, they've kind of fallen off. I think they got a quality team this year. I'm going to take Ida. Just too much power, too much. They got a winning tradition there. They expect to win at Ida, and that means something. You just practice a little bit better when you've had some success. I'm gonna take Ida in a pretty good game.
Yeah, I'm gonna go the other way. I'm gonna go with the Royals of Blissfield. Just playing kind of a hunch on this. Wouldn't surprise me if Ida wins again because that's all they do is win down at Ida. So I'm gonna go with Blissfield. Next game is gonna be Jefferson Bears traveling over to the island to play the Grosse Red Devils.
This is the week, Jefferson. This is the week the Bears get it done, Chris. I'm going with Jefferson. I don't know why. It's just I got a feeling Harwood might be back. He might not be back for Grosse. Doesn't matter. Jefferson lets the air out of the game, controls the game. I anticipate it being kind of low scoring. I'm going to go something like 14-13. Jefferson win on an extra point. I just think after last week, I think they're going to be ready to play this week. I'm going in a low scoring affair. Again, Jefferson just kind of in the tee, runs it off tackle, power game, lets the air out of the game, and maybe wins the turnover battle. I think that'll be big.
Okay, that would be the first win for Gene.
That's right.
There at
That's
Jefferson. Right. I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to go with the Red Devils. I'm going to pick them probably 14-13, beating the Bears. But Grosse will be playing at home. First game at home for the varsity team on the island. I just think they're probably a little bit better at this point.
Tough place to play.
Yeah.
Tough place to play.
There won't be anybody in the crowd when the game kicks off, but they roll in. And John Bodner, we sing his praises all the time. He's a great coach, but I think the Red Devils win that game. Right. Let's jump over to Ann Arbor Skyline. We'll be traveling to Monroe to play the mighty Trojans. Thoughts there?
Monroe's going to ride the wave. I'm going with Monroe. They found something in Banks. Defense was stout. They got to be feeling good about themselves. I thought before the season started, Monroe could be 4-1 type of a thing. Well, they're on pace for 4-1. What the heck? They're 1-1. I had this game Monroe winning when I looked at the schedules beforehand, before the season even started. I'm sticking with them. They figured some things out. Coach Ontario did a good job in week 2. I think they continues that in week 3.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Monroe as well. I think Skyline's down from where they've been. They graduated some college players who are moving on, but it's been a rough season for them thus far. So I'm going to go with the Trojans as well. All right, next game we have up is a game that you will be broadcasting as the voice of SMCC football, and that is the Riverview Pirates at SMCC. This is a game here where the loser's probably completely out of the league race because it'll be their second loss with tough games to play still.
And if you're forecasting, looking ahead at who's strong, who's weak, and the remaining schedule, could be out of the playoffs.
Maybe, yes.
It's that sort of a game, right? Early, it's week 3. How can you forecast who's going to be in the playoffs in week 3? Well, it's tough, but we have kind of an idea who's good and who's not. Who's going to be not real good. This is a huge game, just like last week for SMCC at Milan. This is a big one versus Riverview. I said they needed to come out, and it sounds kind of bad. I said they needed to come out of the first 5 at 2-3. In order to get to that 5-win mark, which will get SMCC in the playoffs. Huge game, T versus T. I'm taking Riverview.
Snooze fest.
Snooze fest, says Chris. I love the T. I love the intricacies of the T. It's beautiful. Chris hates it. He's a spread guy, but that's okay. Each to his own. But I'm going with Riverview. Again, both teams, first down, very important. But I'm going to take the Pirates. I think they're just, we thought they were one of the better teams in the league. I still think they are. And I think they learned a few things last week in it was a tight affair against a very, very good Flat Rock team. I think the Pirates get SMCC very late in the game on who knows what kind of a play, but it's going to go down to the wire, last possession type of thing.
I think it'll be a close game as well. I think you're trying to fire up the SMCC homeboys. by picking against them. I will go with the Falcons of SMCC. I think it's going to be a very close game as well.
Well, you were right. You saw Riverview. What did you see?
I saw Riverview. I was impressed. I just didn't see the big play capability. There just doesn't seem to be a home run hitter there.
Milan has that big play capability. You're saying
yeah.
Riverview does not have that big play.
Yeah, I just don't. I didn't see it, and I just think SMCC wins that game. I think both teams are very good. I just think CC wins this game.
Yeah, this is interesting. This could be the game that gets a team in or out of the playoffs, and both teams are good. And we're already talking week 3 of playoff, but very interesting matchup. Lots of implications down the road in this one. Big win for whoever comes out.
Yeah, the Huron League's tough this year.
Tough.
It's
Excellent.
Which will bring up another big game, which brings 2-0 Airport traveling to 2-0 New Boston Huron. That's a game I'll be at. You want to give your thoughts, or you want me to give my thoughts first?
Huron puts it on them. They
Okay.
hang. They may get to 50 points. Huron, if they want 40, 50 points.
Wow.
I'm going.
Putting pressure on the Chiefs.
They're that good, Chris.
Where's
the game at?
It's at Huron.
Huron. Well, it's Milan. Milan has other big games in their place. I think Huron has a few of them at their place as well.
So you're going with the Chiefs big.
I'm going with the Chiefs in a rout.
Wow. Okay. I wouldn't call that. I think Huron's going to win the game. I think it's going to be close. It was close last year. Airport's got good speed. Huron has great speed. I think that might be a difference there. One thing I'm looking forward to is the enthusiasm of the Airport crowd at 2-0, bringing a lot of people. Huron's crowd week 1 was unbelievable. Couldn't believe how many people were there. I think this will be jam-packed. You better get there early to get your seats and get your parking spot. You could be parking on Merriman Road down near the airport or something.
Both programs are feeling great about themselves. That's what's really neat about this matchup. Great athletes on both sides. I just think Huron is just. I picked them to win the league. I'm not going to pick against them now. No reason to. I think they put it on Airport. I think Airport's. They've gotten away with a couple games there. I just think that. I think it all comes down. It all comes crashing down in week 3. But if I'm wrong, then I was way wrong on Airport, and I will say after the fact that I was dead wrong on Airport. But we'll see.
And they'll let you know about it.
They'll let me know about it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So there's the pick there. Big game to open the SEC Red. You got the Saline Hornets traveling to Bedford for a huge game. Thoughts on that, if any? You get the high-powered offense of Saline and the really, really good defense of Bedford. I'm just. You want me to make my pick first on that, or you want to go?
Sure.
Saline is always good offensively. Joe Palka, the coach there, played at Eastern Michigan University back when I was there back in the day. He's been there a while. He's got things going on. He's got the high-powered offense usually going. I believe that was one of his players playing for Vatek last night at quarterback.
Josh
Jackson. So they're known for their offense.
He was great.
Yeah, he was great.
He was great.
Bedford defense. I'm going to go with the defensive team. I'm going to pick Bedford. Why not?
I'm a little surprised. I'm taking Saline. C.J. Gildersleeve, son of former SMCC graduate. Corey Gildersleeve.
These guys are everywhere.
Linebacker. That's right. Linebacker. Probably about 6'4", 230, 235. He's heading to Central Michigan where his dad went to play. They're full of kids like that, though. He's not the only one that's good. They've got players
They got
there.
it going on now.
They got it. Absolutely. Saw Josh Jackson play last night, and he was outstanding. He looked better at that level than he did in high school in some aspects. He was great. Yeah. I'm taking Saline. They don't lose many SEC games, Saline, not lately.
Well, and this is a game at the beginning of the season I thought that Bedford would lose, but I'm going to go with the defense, and they're going to need to score a defensive touchdown to win this game. All right, so our last game of the week is the Gerwick-Nissan Game of the Week, and that is the Mighty Rams of Flat Rock, 2-0, traveling to Milan, who's 1-1 but 1-0 in the league. Thoughts on that?
Yeah, Mighty Rams is right. I'm taking the Flat Rock Mighty Rams. I may not pick against them the rest of the year. We'll see. But they're that good to me. Excellently coached, players all over the place. Interesting matchup will be the linebacking core led by Tayeb versus Hines. They like to run him in that wildcat. Excellent athlete, the sophomore. Big battle up front. Can he chase him down on when they go wide? They run a lot of plays wide with Hines. They're going to meet quite often as Tayeb gets to the ball just about every play.
Yeah,
it seems.
he made every tackle in the Riverview game. It seemed like.
So I'm going with Flat Rock. It's going to be an excellent game. I wish I could go to that one. I wish I could go to all of them, to be quite honest. That's going to be a great game. Another early Week 3 league decider, if you will, potentially. And there are plenty more, but this is a big one. And coming off, both teams off of 2 huge wins last week, who can carry it over? I'm taking Flat Rock. I just think they're that well coached.
All right, I'm going to go with Milan, just because I'm not picking against Milan. I rarely pick against Milan, but I did last week. Maybe just because you went with them, I don't know. But I'm not picking against Milan. I think that is a huge matchup. Tayeb against Hines, it's just one of those inner matchups. Obviously, There's 10 kids on each side. I think the other thing to look at is Flat Rock's offensive line, especially the right side, going against the defensive line of the Big Reds. 2 very, very good coaches. Two of the better coaches around.
Absolutely.
Matched up in an early season game. I am going to go with the Big Reds.
There you go.
So there's our picks. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Make sure you check back and check out the scores on Thursdays. The freshman and JV scores will be up. Make sure you send those in to us if you're at a game. We depend on you to get those scores. And then Friday night, send your scores in at the end of the quarter, the half. And I'll get those updated because I know people like to check in.
Yeah, and if you have pictures or even video, I know parents are probably always taking pictures, or your teams have photographers. You can please send them in to us. We'll get those up on the blog when we can, and at FridayNightVictors@gmail.com. We would appreciate any sort of pictures or video. It will just help improve kind of what we do.
Yeah, absolutely. So once again, thanks for watching. Everybody have a good week.